He Zhenghao responded almost immediately. Not long at all, a year or two at the very least, 3 or 4 at most. Cloudwater Palace would open in just over a year, and Li Fan had no intention of missing the chance to be among the first to enter, certainly not for the sake of a few contribution points, so he turned He Zhenghao down flat. I'm sorry, but I really can't help with this. I can sense my breakthrough approaching soon, and over the next 2 years, I'll need to go out and seek opportunities. I can't remain confined to Liuli Island for that length of time. He Zhenghao answered with a hint of disappointment. Is that so? Then I'll need to look for someone else. I wish you a swift foundation establishment, fellow Taoist. No more messages arrived through the spirit talisman. Li Fan didn't dwell on it. He used contribution points to activate assisted cultivation mode and started practicing the shadow stalk art. Being a supplementary technique, shadow stalk art proved much easier to cultivate than his other 2 methods. With the combined benefits of the epiphanic state enhancement and the exquisite Liuli pearl, Li Fan reached the late-stage Qi refinement realm in under 10 days. He spent 100 contribution points to simulate pursuing a late-stage Qi refinement cultivator inside the Tianxian mirror. His speed surged dramatically compared to simply riding the wind. Moreover, he could feel a subtle link between himself and the target. When the target accelerated, Li Fan's own velocity rose in tandem. It felt as though Li Fan had truly become the target's shadow, impossible to shake loose. He could even leap through shadows on the ground. It didn't take long before Li Fan overtook the fleeing figure ahead. The surroundings blurred, then the mountains and the cultivator disappeared at once, returning everything to a pitch-black void. The pursuit ended. Li Fan felt quite satisfied with the shadow stalk art. Everything was now in place. All that remained was to wait for Jiao Xiuyuan's intelligence and the official emergence of Cloudwater Palace. 2 months later, in Thousandly Hall on Myriad Immortals Island. After receiving Jiao Xiuyuan's message, Li Fan activated his form-concealing talisman and hurried over. The moment he saw Jiao Xiuyuan, he pretended to be annoyed. Is this how Thousandly Hall handles business? It's just a Qi refinement cultivator, yet it took you this long to gather information. I thought you'd forgotten my request entirely and was about to find someone else. Jiao Xiuyuan looked a little embarrassed but quickly ushered Li Fan inside. Only then did he explain quietly. Keep your voice down, the delay really was due to unexpected complications. Humph? Li Fan's expression shifted slightly as he waited for the explanation. Jiao Xiuyuan continued. Honestly, this job turned out much more difficult than I expected. Our agreed price of 50 contribution points is honestly too low. I even had to call in a late-stage foundation establishment expert to sort things out. Li Fan narrowed his eyes and stared at Jiao Xiuyuan with a dangerous look. What, are you going back on our deal? Jiao Xiuyuan scratched his head. Could you maybe add just a little more? Li Fan turned to leave. Farewell. Jiao Xiuyuan panicked and nearly jumped. Oh, my dear ancestor, my luck's been terrible lately. 2 losing deals in a row. Fine. We'll stick to the original price. 50 it is. Li Fan's tone remained cold as he tossed over 4 mid-grade spirit stones. Here, combined with the deposit, that makes exactly 50 contribution points. Making money from you is no easy task. Jiao Xiuyuan muttered bitterly as he caught the spirit stones. Only then did he hand a jade slip to Li Fan. Li Fan took the jade slip and scanned it with his divine sense. A strange expression crossed his face. He stored the jade slip away and turned to leave. Inside the Tianxian mirror, Li Fan carefully reviewed the jade slip's contents once more before destroying it. 2 people? Li Fan frowned slightly, sensing complications. According to Jiao Xiuyuan's gathered information, this Sikong Yi usually kept to himself, rarely appearing in public. He also had a very close friend, a male cultivator named Beilichin. Beilichin was at the mid-stage Qi refinement realm, slightly weaker than Sikong Yi. Sikong Yi and Beilichin appeared unusually close. Whenever they went out, the 2 were always together, inseparable. Moreover, the pair seemed to know some kind of joint attack technique. In battle, their coordination was flawless, their minds perfectly in sync, as though they were one person. The 2 generally stayed on Myriad Immortals Island. only leaving to complete missions and earn contribution points. However, during Jiao Xiuyuan's investigation, the two had mysteriously vanished once. They had left Myriad Immortals Island and then disappeared entirely, their whereabouts unknown. Who is this Bailey Chen? Why don't I have any memory of him? Li Fan searched his recollections carefully but found no trace of Bailey Chen. It seems this person must have died in the Cloudwater Palace ruins. But now the number of targets has doubled. My current preparations are no longer sufficient. Fortunately, there's still plenty of time. With thoughts swirling in his mind, Li Fan began devising a new plan. 1 year later, in Anchor Year 11, in the central region of the Tsongyan Sea, a thunderstorm that had been gathering for months rumbled continuously in the sky. This unusual phenomenon had naturally drawn the attention of many cultivators. Rumors even spread that the ruins of an ancient sect were about to appear here. As a result, over the past few months, more and more cultivators had gathered. Li Fan was among them. His gaze swept across the crowd, pausing almost imperceptibly on Sikyong Yi and Bailey Chen. Then he noticed Jiao Xiuyuan. Jiao Xiuyuan was staring intently at the swirling clouds above, his face filled with excitement. The swirling vortex of clouds spun relentlessly, creating a strange suction force. All the clouds in the skies over the Tsongyan Sea were slowly pulled into it, merging with the expanding maelstrom. Its scale grew until it covered the entire horizon, so immense it took the breath away from anyone watching. At the center of the vortex, the blue flashes of light accelerated in rhythm. Finally, when everything reached a critical point, a dazzling blue light erupted from the vortex's core. It formed a ring of blue radiance that spread outward from the center at astonishing speed. One moment, it was contained within the swirling clouds. The next, it swept across every cultivator present. Before shock could register on their faces, those touched by the blue light faded like illusions, vanishing one after another. In the end, a massive blue celestial palace woven from clouds and water appeared above the Tsongyan Sea. It seemed to hover between reality and illusion. Sealed away for millennia, the Cloudwater Palace had returned to the world. The situation on the front lines is dire. Every major sect has suffered heavy losses. As the leading sect of the Tsongyan Sea, my Cloudwater Palace has been hit especially hard. Who knows how many of my brothers and masters have already fallen on the battlefield. Before the sect leader left, he entrusted me with recruiting new disciples. I cannot fail in this duty. Fortunately, this trip is shaping up to be a fruitful one. Li Fan gradually regained consciousness and looked around. He was on a plaza, where over 100 cultivators stood. Every one of them now wore blue and white robes, faintly embroidered with the word Cloudwater. A few became visibly agitated. What's going on? Where is this? Weren't we just outside those layers of swirling clouds? And why are we wearing these clothes? Their eyes fell on the solitary figure in white robes ahead, whose appearance stood out sharply from their own. Someone immediately called out. Hey, you there, the one in white, did you bring us here? Who are you? What's your purpose? He looked at the assembled cultivators, a pleased smile spreading across his face. Ah, excellent, you're finally awake. Now, quiet down, I need to explain some important rules. He was interrupted by an impatient voice. Enough nonsense, just tell us where we are. A faint smile touched the corners of the white-robed man's mouth, and he shook his head slowly. This new batch doesn't seem very obedient. He didn't appear to move, simply casting a glance. There was a flash of blue light, and the head of the person who had spoken tumbled to the ground. The plaza fell deathly silent. Among the cultivators present, some wore expressions of sheer terror, while others looked on with dawning comprehension. Satisfied by the newfound quiet, the man in white spoke again, his tone unhurried. Ah, finally quiet, then I will continue. My name is Qin Tang. I am the chief of the Technique Transmission Pavilion of Cloudwater Palace. You will address me as Senior Brother Qin. You are all outer disciples I recruited during my recent travels. In the coming months, if you can pass my series of trials, you will be formally inducted into our Cloudwater Palace.